Hello guys, and welcome to another Blender tutorial. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make sweatpants or yoga pants, whatever you want to call them, in Blender 2.93. I'm going to be showing you how to actually make the pattern, how to set up the settings here. I'm just going to be using one of my own mannequin models here. I've used this in a lot of my past cloth tutorials that people have really liked. And you can use whatever you want. You can use your own character, you can go download your own model. There's tons of stuff on the internet. So it's super easy to do that. Just so you guys know, I will be making this file here available on my Gumroad page for a few dollars if you want to get that. Or those of you who are on my Patreon, you'll just be getting this by default. So just to recap, you can see here, this is what we're going to be making. So I'm going to be addressing a lot of the little issues you might come up with. I'll be trying to explain it as best as I can, just so you can really get to the point where you can make some really good looking yoga pants. In this case, it's female, but a lot of the same principles will apply to male pants as well. So let's get into this tutorial. So for this tutorial, I'm going to be using one of my own mannequin models. This is this female model here. I've used it in a lot of my kind of cloth tutorials. But you can use whatever you want. You can just go on Blend Swap, whatever, or just free3d.com and just find your own model, or you can just make your own. So once you have a model imported, obviously make sure that it's in the center of your scene here. And if you go Shift S, you can go cursor to world origin. Just make sure your cursor is here in the center. So when we go Shift A and we add in our plane, which we're going to be adding in, now we can have it directly in the middle of our character. So when we add a symmetry to it, we can kind of model it on both sides with the mirror modifier. So with this plane here selected, I'm in my front orthographic view. I'm going to tab into edit mode, and we're going to go RX90, and we're going to hit enter just to rotate it 90 degrees on the X, and that's in edit mode. We're going to quickly tab out, and we're just going to go G, Z, and just move it till the origin point. You can see that little orange dot there. Just make sure you go over here and just make sure origins is enabled, so you can see that little origin point. We want that to be kind of where the hip is, or the pelvis, just about there. Okay, and from the side view, we want it about there. It doesn't have to be too perfect. So then go back into edit mode, and you can kind of see the scale of my character here as well, based on the size of the plane here. But I'm going to go S to scale this down, and I'm going to hit Z, and I'm going to go into wireframe. Or another thing you can do, if you can't see it, you can go G, Y, and just move it forward like this. You can also go to your visibility here, and you can go to visibility here, and or viewport display, and I think you can go in front, and it doesn't matter where you're looking from, you'll always see that through like that. But for now, I'm not going to do that. Just like this should be fine. The first panel is going to be more towards the front anyway. So we're going to go in our front orthographic view, we're going to go G, X, and just move it over to the side here like this. We're going to go to our modifiers, add modifier. We're going to add in a simple mirror modifier. We're going to leave it at the default X mirror, which is fine. And now we can see we have these two cubes here. You can scale them as much as you want, but I would recommend just something like this. And then we're just going to select these bottom verts in the front orthographic view. And you want to bring those two bottom verts to the bottom here of your feet, just the very bottom here. And you want to go S to scale it down, and then G to move it in like that. So we're trying to just make something that looks like, where am I doing here? We want to make something that looks like this, right? Make sure as well that clipping is not enabled at the moment. And we're going to just also select this vert here. We're going to go G and just move it in a little bit. We're now going to go and hover over this edge. We're going to go Control R. You should see a yellow line appearing. And if you roll the middle mouse button up, you can see we're adding in more segments. We're going to roll it up till we add in about this many segments. Okay, so we want these roughly to look like squares going down here, and then we're going to go A to select everything. We're going to right click, and we're going to go subdivide. I'm going to come here to the number of cuts, and let's bring it up for now to about 4 cuts. Should be fine. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just select about 3 verts over here to the side of the hip. We're going to enable the proportional editing, and we're going to go G, X, and we're just going to move it over. And you can roll your middle mouse button to control the fall off. So we want it to be about something like that. And we're also going to just select a vert here and just move it out a little bit. This as well. It really depends on the thickness of your character. You could change this later on, so don't get too worried about it. But for now, we're also just going to come here in the groin area and just drag this in a little bit here, like that. So what we can do now is we can hit A to select all of this geometry, And we're simply just going to go E to extrude it, or not even E. In fact, let's go Shift D to duplicate it, and then go Y. And we're just going to move that duplicated object to the back here. Okay, we don't want to go too far back, just so it's at the back here of the character. So it's kind of like a mirror on this side. And then we're simply going to go to our edge select option here. We're going to deselect everything. For now, let's just disable proportional editing. And if you go Shift Alt, you can kind of just click on an edge here and it'll loop select the edge here. In fact, I'm just going to quickly turn on my screencast keys. That should help a bit. I'm then going to go Shift Alt again, and I'm going to click on an edge here, and I'm just selecting these two side edges here. And I'm going to go Control E or Command E on a Mac, and you're going to go Bridge Edge Loops, and it's going to just nicely bridge those. You can then go X and delete only faces while that's still active. And now that's looking correct. We're then going to go to our vertex select option here. And I'm just going to go to wireframe, and I'm going to actually just hit C. So hit C on your keyboard. You're going to come with the selection tool here. And you're just going to click down here and just drag up all the way to the bottom of the groin area here, just about there. So if you see here, we just have these equal amount of verts in the back and front selected. And once again, we're going to go Control E or Command E on a Mac, and you can go Bridge Edge Loops. While those are still active, those faces, you can go X and only faces. So all that's remaining here are the edges, and that's going to kind of tell our sewing function where to pull the verts together. So now we have that done. We are going to kind of connect these bits here. Now the reason we didn't actually want to bridge these all the way up to the top, because the legs only have to join together here in the inside, but by the time you get up here to the groin area, the pants kind of become one object, and there's no longer this division between the legs. So you no longer have it rooting out on both sides like that. So before we can go any further with that, we're going to quickly tab out of edit mode, and we're going to go over to our modifier, and we're going to come to a drop down and apply for now. We're going to tab into edit mode, and we're going to go to our face select option here, and we need to look to where the last edge we created in here. You can see here in the groin area, the last edge that connects these two, right? We want to find the last one, and just that face edge above that, we want to click on it, and then holding and Shift and Control, we're going to click on the top edge. So it's just going to select all of these edges here, and then I'm going to hold and Shift again, click on here, come down to the one opposite it. I'm going to go Shift Control and click on that one. So what I have selected here are just these two edges parallel to each other, like that, before the groin starts here. And I'm going to go Control E, and I'm going to go Bridge Edge Loops, and I'm going to go X, and I'm going to go Only Faces. So now we're only left with those edges over here, connecting them like that. Okay, you can see we now have these edges. I'll just quickly select them, just in between there. It's not perfect, but you kind of see what I'm saying. And then let's do the exact same thing at the back here, selecting all of these edges before the groin starts here. And I'm going to go Control E or Command E and just bridge edge loops, X, and delete only faces. So now those points are going to pull together. And what we can do now is we can start roughly testing it out. So let's just quickly tab out of edit mode. And I don't know if you already noticed, but if you've never done cloth sims, you need to select the actual character or subject that it's going to be affecting. So select the mannequin. In this case, I'm going to select it. I'm going to go to my modifiers, or I should say my physics properties, and make sure you add a collision modifier. So you want to add a collision, and then you want to come down here to the thickness outer and inner. I would recommend setting these two relatively low. If you have kind of like a gap in between the clothing and the mesh of the character, that's what you'd have to deal with. Also, if you've really scaled your character really large or small, you may have to scale it again and then go Control A and apply the scale and work around with that. So these things there could become an issue later, so just kind of play around with them. But for now, getting back to the pants, we're going to select that. We're going to go over to our cloth. Don't worry about it doing anything at the moment. And we're going to come down over here. And so this, by the way, this is under the physics properties. We just added a cloth modifier to this pants. We're going to come down under the shape tab here, and we're going to just enable sewing. And the max sewing force, this could vary a lot depending on the scale of things and what you're doing. But I'm going to type in 35 to start with. And I'm going to come to the shrinking factor. I'm going to make that 0.1. So not 1, but 0.1, so 0.1. And then I'm going to go over here to my timeline. I'm just going to drag it to frame 1, and then I'm going to hit the spacebar. And let's have a look at that simulation. So you can see here, simulating quite nicely. It's not perfect yet, but we're going to get there. So what we also want to come now and do is we want to come over here to self collision, and we want to enable that. And over here under the object collision, we want to make the distance 0.002. So we don't have these gaps being too big. And we also want to come to under the self collision to the distance, and we want to make it 0.002 as well to kind of close those gaps up just a little bit more. You can also come here to your collision quality. I'm going to make mine 5. And let's quickly go back to frame 1 and it's the spacebar and try that out. So now it's looking a lot neater, as you can see. So this is pretty much already kind of pants. And if you're still having stretching here, what that simply means is that it doesn't have enough geometry to work with. We just need to work on it a bit. But also, if it's kind of shrinking up into the body, it may be because these forces here are too large. So just play around with them, bring them up a little bit or down a little bit, depending on what's happening. There's not any exact information I can give you because it really depends on what scene you're working with. What I'm using here could vary a little bit depending on what you've got. So let's quickly tab into edit mode and just solve that issue. Currently, we don't have the mirror modifier anymore, but because this is an applied mirror, if we simply come here to X mirror up here, and we select the edge here and we move it, you can see it's still mirroring on both sides. So let's take advantage of that. Enable X mirror, and just come here and enable proportional editing. And I'm going to go to vertex select, and I'm just simply going to, in my wireframe mode, I'm just going to hit C, and in wireframe mode, I'm just going to select these verts here. And in my front view, I'm just going to go G, and I'm just going to move them out a little bit. Then tab out of edit mode, go to frame 1 again, then hit the space bar. And now you can see that those gaps there are closed down a lot more. So mess around with it as much as you need to. For me at the moment, I'm not going to go too far with it. So maybe something like that. Even down here, I might just extend it a little bit. So it just really depends on what you're working with. So something like that should be fine. Maybe that's a little bit too much. I might bring that in. So just mess around with it as much as is needed. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to add a little top bit at the top, which is really going to add some nice details to this as well. So let's go into edit mode. And what we're simply going to do is we're going to just select all of these verts at the top. So all of these verts at the top are going to be selected, and we're going to go E to extrude them, and we're going to hit Z and extrude them up just a little bit. And then we're going to go E to extrude and Z and extrude it up to about here. And then we're going to come to this edge here, and we're going to go Control R, and we're going to roll in 2 loop cuts like that. Okay. Then we're going to go to our face select option, deselect everything, and if you go Shift Alt, you hold them in, and you can click on this edge here, and you're going to loop select these faces that separate the top part, the rim here, with the pants, and we're going to hit X and delete only faces. And now, if you select these faces here and these faces here, you can hit X and delete only faces. And now we can disable, for now, just X mirror, tab out of edit mode, go to frame 1, then hit the space bar and see what that looks like. Now at the moment, it's kind of working, but what we can also do to help us a bit is go into our right view, tab out of edit mode, so tab into edit mode, and just decrease the scale or the size of the rim up here, the elastic. So we're going to just select all of that, and we're just going to go SX with our proportional editing enabled, and we're just going to scale that down a bit. We're going to go to our right view, and we just want to select these back verts here. And in our right view, we just want to go G and move them forward and up a little bit, and just rotate them like that. Okay. Now tab out of edit mode, go to frame 1 and hit the space bar. And now that's going to sit a lot more like it should. And to see it a little bit better, let's go to object mode and enable shade smooth. And let's also just go to add modifier, and let's add in a subdivision surface modifier. And let's also give it a solidify modifier to give it some thickness. And you can see it a lot better now, but we can see there is some funny stuff going on here. So let's tab into edit mode, and there's some shading issues here. So we're going to hit A to select everything, Alt N, and we're going to go recalculate outside, and it should fix those funny normal issues. So now if we go to frame 1 again and we hit the space bar, we should see a nice simulation here. So that's looking pretty cool. So if you want to close these gaps even more, go over to your physics settings, and you can definitely mess around here with some of these forces here, but you can also mess around with the distance under the object and self-collision. And you can also go into edit mode, enable X mirror, and you can actually move the geometry around a little bit to give it a bit more volume, or whatever you would, surface area, right? Which would later equate to the volume anyway. So you can see here, that's what it's looking like. So let's quickly go, and I'm just going to quickly just give it some colors, just so you can see the different parts. Maybe I'll just give these their own thing. So I'm just going to come here, maybe give it like a, what's this, red? Okay, maybe I'll make that just like a red or something. That's the mannequin color. So yeah, just whatever, just so you can see the different parts. Sometimes it's nice just to do something like this. And I'll maybe select the back parts of the pants here, and let's just make that a material, something like this. It really doesn't matter. It's just so you can see kind of what's going on here. And let's go to frame 1 again, just hit the space bar and just play that simulation. So there we have it. That is some sweatpants. And that's how I make them, and I don't really mind the gaps too much. Usually what I would do, I would sometimes I would actually go and apply the cloth modifier, and I would just go in here I would then come into the edit mode and just kind of fix these gaps up manually, and then just rerun the whole cloth simulation onto the character. So that's not really that big of a deal, but if it really bothers you, you can just tweak around with it in edit mode and mess around with these settings, and also bump up the quality steps under the cloth. It'll slow things down a bit, but it'll also do a little bit nicer of a job. In fact, you can see here when I bump the quality steps and the cloth up, it's already closed those gaps a lot, but it's going to take a little bit more processing. So yeah, I'm going to be making this blend file available on my Gumroad page for a few bucks. You can buy that in the description below, or those of you on Patreon will just be getting this by default. So you can also check that in the description. So that's how you make some pants in Blender. There's not a lot of tutorials on how to make proper kind of like yoga, sweatpants, gym pants in Blender. So I hope this has been something that is informative and educational. I'll see you guys next time for another Blender tutorial.